Question 2 can be tested. Question 1 don't have because this is are we test real numbers not tested what? Real numbers don't have. Factors and multiples have. The prime factorization, that one. HCF, LCM, that one. Okay, we will revise when we reach that question. Okay, next one. Done? Okay, this one. I have a car traveling at an average speed of 83.5. This is speed. This is time. So if you want to find distance, you remember the triangle. So to find distance is speed times time. So speed times time. So you will get 179.525. This is exact. So there is no need to round off. Oh, but this question say round off. Okay, my bad. Round off each number correct to 1 SF. So 1 SF is here. Look at the number beside it. Since it's less than 5, we round down. So this one become 80. When you reset, you round down, it becomes 0. You cannot have a 83 rounded off to 8. It doesn't make sense. So this one drop to 0. Okay, same thing. 1 SF, I look at the number beside it. Since it's less than 5, okay, I round down. So it's just this. Drop every number after the decimal point. So actually the estimated value you get is 160. Which is very far off from your real actual value. Okay, this one you don't need to calculate. I just calculated by mistake. But it's to show you that it is really lesser than what it should be. So they say without doing any further calculation, explain why the actual distance is greater. Okay, so you can say when rounding off to 1 SF, okay, both speed and time has been rounded down to a smaller value. Okay, hence its product will be smaller. Okay, anything along this description will be marked correct. But you can shorten it. But as long as it's this meaning, you'll be given credit. Has been counted down. I think rounded down is better. Oh, rounded down is okay. Can. Okay, this question, can you make a guess which chapter is from? Ratio? What multiples?
I remember doing this question.
So this is a HCF problem in Sec 1. Okay, because when you have 56 by 40 by 24, okay, and they want to fit in cubes. Cubes means the dimension of each side is all the same. Right? The height, okay, the breadth, everything is the same. So you need to find because you want to find the minimum number of cubes that you can fit in, you need to find the largest dimension of the cube that you can fit in. So you are trying to find the highest common factor. Means the largest number that can divide these three numbers. So how to do that? You need to go and do your HCF continuous division. So you need to find a number that divides all three at the same time. So 2, 24. Oh, so this is 12 lah. Okay, then this is a 28. Then divide by 2 again. Okay, divide by 2 again, and then you seem to be done. Cannot divide further. So it means the largest dimension of the cube should be a 8 by 8 by 8. Okay? So if you look carefully,
How do you know that?
because this is the largest number that can divide, you get from here, 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2 gives you 8. So if you check, you can fit in 8 of such cube along the length. Okay, 5 of such cube along the breadth. And then 3 of such cube, 3 layers of it. Okay, along, because 24, when you divide by 8, you can fit 3 layers. Okay, right? Then on the breadth, you can fit in 5 columns or rows. Okay, and then on the against the length, you can fit in 8 of such. So total, how many cubes can you fit in? Here you can fit in 3, right? Here you can fit in 5, and here you can fit in 7. So actually it's these 3 numbers times together. So minimum number of cubes is actually 7 by 5 by 3. So you can fit in 105 cubes. So this is a HCF problem. Some of you will stop here, but you only get half the credit. You don't get the full marks. You need to find the minimum number of cubes. So when it's this type of question, you know it's a HCF problem. Because I need to know what is the length, breadth, and height of the cube. Then I know how many I can fit in. Because if you have chosen the cube to be 1 by 1 by 1, then it wouldn't be the minimum number. It will be more than what you required. This is the largest cube you can fit in. Because 8 is the only number that divides 56, 40, and 24 at the same time. Yes. Okay? Okay, if you go and refer to 10-year series, you will see a few questions that is phrased differently, but it's the same idea. Okay, O-level like to ask this type. So just 2 key steps. 1 is HCF. 2 is 7 times 5 times 3. Can I? Okay, next one. This one. Which chapter is this from? Coordinate geometry. Yeah, this year, coordinate geometry. So they say I have a point H that is at 9, 2. This line P passes through this point H. So if drawing helps you, you can go and draw out. Ayo, my lesson over. Oh, sorry. Okay, but I'm going through slowly so that we can slowly revise. Okay, so this is the point 9, 2. Because the gradient is negative, I just realized. So since gradient is negative, it's downward, it passed through 9, 2. They say, can you show that the equation of line is this? So we know gradient is y equals to, equation of straight line is y equals to mx plus c. So gradient is minus 1/3. You can put it in. Okay, but you need to solve for c, which you don't know what it is. But you know the x on the line is 9. The y is 2. So you can put that 2 values in. Okay, so once you calculate, okay, and then you bring it over, c is 5. So my equation will be minus 1/3 x plus 5. Okay, it doesn't look like what they asked me to show, but you will realize that they have a 3y, right? So actually, if you multiply the whole equation by 3, everything times 3, you will get 3y minus x plus 15. So shift the x over, then you have shown what they want. Okay, just some exam tips. Even if you can't show this, you can use this for the next part. Okay, so I will continue tomorrow. If we have lesson, yeah, we have. So, and then it passes through the point H. Okay, let me thicken the pencil. Okay, so then they say, can you find the equation of this line? We know all equation is y equals to mx plus c. So gradient I know is minus 1/3. I just need to be able to solve for the y-intercept. Okay, this is your y-intercept. So since this point lies on the line, you know you can substitute this into the equation. So put in your x as 9, put in your y as 2. So put in all your values. Okay, then when you solve, you realize that y-intercept is 5. So your final equation looks like this. Okay, but it's not in the form you want. They say show it to look like this, right? So if you look at your y, here is a 3y, and here is only y. So you know you need to multiply this whole equation by 3. So y times 3 is 3y. Okay, negative 1/3 times 3 is negative. Okay, and then this is 15. So we are very close to this already. So all we have to do is to shift this to the other side, and then you realize you show what they want. Okay, then just put your shown. Can Sailesh? Okay, then they say I have another line Q now. Let's say it goes like this. This is your line Q. Just now this was your line P. Okay, I know how that feels. Drink water, eat lozenges. If not, your voice will be gone. Eat lollipop don't help. Okay, so to find the point of intersection, you have to solve two equations. So we can let this first equation, just now the one that we have proven, to be equation 1. So this is for line P. Then line Q is this one. So in Sec 2, you learn how to solve simultaneous equation. This is an application of it. So in order to remove it, you have to make one of the variable the same. So maybe we can make x the same by multiplying the first equation by 2. Okay, so if you multiply the first equation by 2, you get 6y, 2x, and 30. Okay, let's call this equation 3. Okay, so now that your x is the same, then you can eliminate the x altogether. So let's just focus on these two equations. So what I can do is I will use equation 2 to minus equation 3. So 9y minus 6y is 3y. 2x minus 2x is gone. 55 minus 30 is 25. Okay, so to solve for y, you divide by 3 on both sides. Okay, then you get a 8 and 1/3. Okay, for y. So how to solve for x? You just sub in your y into any equation you like. So let's say the first one. So we plug in this. Okay, so when you solve, you will get x to be minus 10 and then your y to be 8 and 1/3. So this is the point of intersection where the two equations meet. Okay? One of it must be minus. Oh, no need. If they are the same sign, you minus. But if they are opposite sign, you add the equation. Yeah. So when you all learn simultaneous last time, right? When these two are of opposite sign, you add the equation. But if they are of the same sign, you just minus it. So you can eliminate it. Okay, I just write here. Last time you all learned it must be opposite sign, then you can remove, right? So when these two are of opposite sign, you just add the equation so that this one will be gone. Okay, and then this one will become 15y. But since they are of the same sign now, we subtract it away. 55 over 9. Where got 55 over 9? 25, right? I see. How to get 9?
But I feel bad for
Okay, last one. Okay, last one says line P intersects the y-axis at point I and line Q intersects the y-axis at point J. So let us try to see what they are saying. Okay, just now this is our line P. Okay, let me draw this out so you know what we are talking about. Line P intersects the y-axis. So this is your y-axis at point I. Okay, that's what it's saying. Then they say we have another line Q. I don't know where it is, but let's say it is here. Okay, let's say, I don't know, I'm just imagining how it looks like. Okay, line Q. Okay, intersects the y-axis at point J. And then they say that line Q actually intersects the line x equals to 9 at point K. So I don't know where is that, but maybe let's say this is your x equals to 9 line. And then this is your point K. Okay, this is what the question is trying to say. Then they say, can you explain why HIJK is a trapezium? So this is my H. Okay, where's my H? I know it's 9, 2. So maybe somewhere here. Okay. So if I refer to my triangle, not triangle, my trapezium, They ask you to explain why do you know that this is a trapezium in the first place. Why? Why is important in a trapezium? Why is important for a trapezium to be called a trapezium? Parallel lines. Which one is the parallel line in this case? Y? Where got Y? Y-axis. So actually is this pair of lines is parallel to this one. So you can say that IJ is parallel to HK. Okay, since the y-axis my line too thick. Okay, the y-axis is parallel to x equals to 9, where points H and K lie. Okay, so the idea is that they are parallel, therefore HIJK is a trapezium. I can't read. Okay, so this is the important thing. Next, they say, can you state the distance between the parallel line? So you ask yourself, what is the distance between this set of parallel line? What is the distance? You look at what we know. We know this line is x equals to 9. What is this line? What is x equals to on this line? Y-axis is x equals to 0, right? So the distance between the two parallel lines is 9 units. Okay, so distance between parallel lines, 9 units. Okay, so the important thing is to show that you have one pair of parallel line. So O-level now likes to ask this kind of question because they want you all to be thinking. Zoom, can. Friday, shall we have a revision quiz?
No.
Like a small milestone check? If not next week, next week only have four periods. No, I think it won't be so bad, right? I will test you on WA1 and WA2 topics first. Or you all want lower set? Don't want lower set. Okay, so I'll give you all more time for lower set, but on Friday I will give a test on chapter 1 to chapter 6. Half of the what you have learned. So 1 is what? 1 is the quadratic function, the smiling curve, the sketching. 2 is your linear inequality. 3 is your indices, compound interest, simple interest, standard form. 4 is coordinate geometry. 5 is your plotting of graphs. Okay, and then 6 is your congruency and similarity. Okay, so 6 chapters on Friday first. Then next week, we will have one lesson where we test on lower set topics. That means all the lower set topics you see there, we will test that. And then Tuesday, we will do what? The remaining chapters, 7 to, actually 7, 8 only, or everything. Okay, we will do everything. Then if we need to have a remedial somewhere, it will be Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. Then once your EOY starts, let me find one day that I can do a crash course before your end of year exam. Okay, then I'll let you know. Yeah, that one correct. Just that you never write the distance. No, you got 2 parallel lines. Right? Then there is a trapezium already. Then the distance between them is the horizontal distance. Y-axis is x equals to 0. If you want to solve by formula, can, but it's too much effort. Yeah. Okay, but it's very near already. Okay, when you see this, what are they trying to ask you to do? What are they trying to ask you to do, Kiran? Cannot do other method, must follow what they want. 6C. Okay, this one, what method do we use? What is that method called? Completing the square. So remember the first 2 you write first. The +9 you write behind. Then you add in a 0 pair. Okay, so this is called completing the square. So all these papers you all file in a file. When you revise for WA, you remember the topics that is tested. So complete the square, remember, this one important. You can only take away things that you added in. So you must always add first, then minus. You cannot minus first. Okay, what is the number you put inside? This one. Same exact number, you put it in here. But this number you always divide by 2. Okay? So this is the method. This is where you get your method mark. So make sure you remember the completed square method. Okay, then this 3 will get you your bracket square. So the first one is x, goes here. The other one is this number. Okay, then some of you will ask me why the middle term disappears. Actually, it didn't disappear. You all remember last time you learned this? Your special product rule. Then you will get a square minus 2ab plus b squared. So the middle term is hidden inside already. This middle term is actually inside. When you expand it out, there are 3 terms. Just that when you put them together, it looks like there's only 2. But if you expand it out, there's 3 terms. So this middle term is already hidden inside the formula. Okay, then the rest, just copy down this whole thing. Yep. Revision what? Okay, I can prepare. Okay, so once you put in here, final answer, all this you just go and press calculator, you will get -7, I think. 16, yeah. So this is the completed square form. So if you look at this is what they want you to express your answer to be. So even though they put plus Q here, but your answer here is negative, it doesn't matter. It just shows me that Q is -4 and P is -7. So this is the form that they want. Just leave your answer like that. Okay, so make sure you know how to do completing the square. It's a standard question to ask in O levels. Okay, next one is sketching. Okay, let you finish copying this first. Okay, all this is your chapter 1. This is chapter 1.2, completing the square. This is chapter 1.6, sketching. Anything is tested. Everything can be tested. No, this is Sec 3. First chapter. Remember we do the Lady Gaga song? Then after that, we do completing the square, we do fractions, we do sketching. Okay, that's all you remember. Okay, this one. So sketching, there's 6 steps. If you can still remember, number 1 is the shape. You can silently. Okay, how to decide the shape? You look at the number, the coefficient in front of x squared. So in this case, it is 1. So since your A is positive, you are happy, it's a smiling curve. Okay, second step, since you already have completed square form, you can read the turning point. What is the turning point in this case? How to read? Remember, it's always opposite of this number. What is it? Instead of -4, it is 4. And then your y coordinate is just this number directly. So this is your turning point. This one must be opposite sign. So straight away you get your turning point. Then the third thing you can get is your line of symmetry. So your line of symmetry is the same value as your turning point. It is x equals to 4. Okay, then we will find the last few steps. One is your x-intercept. Okay, remember x-intercept can have 0, 1 or 2. So there is a chance you can have no x-intercept. That means your graph don't cut the x-axis at all. Okay, so we try to sub in y equals to 0. Okay, so when we solve it, Brandon and Kieran, listen, what's up? You can lie with your eyes wide open. Okay, so these are your 2x-intercept, 4 plus square root 7 and 4 minus square root 7. So if you want, you are a person who likes decimal better, then one is 6.65. Then the other one is 1.35. Okay, the last one we need to find is the y-intercept. Y-intercept only have 1. I'm testing what?
My eyesight.
Oh, you move forward lah. Cannot see, move forward. She can move forward together like that. Okay? But too thick, very difficult to see. Okay, I thicken it. Okay, so we will sub x as 0. So y is equal to 0 minus 4 square minus 7. So you get 9. So all the points now you can try to plot them out. So 0, 9 is here. So this is your y-intercept. Then your x-intercept, one is somewhere here, 1.35. The other one is somewhere here, 6.65. Then your line of symmetry is at x equals to 4. Okay, this is your line of symmetry. And then your turning point is at 4, 7. Okay, 4, -7, is it? Oh, -7, sorry. So -7 maybe somewhere here. Okay, so this is your turning point. So with all your essential points, you just join them together. Okay, so they say, can you indicate clearly the coordinates of the points where it crosses the axis and the turning point? So just make sure you go and write down the turning points will do. All the coordinates so that they cannot minus your marks. Okay, then you are done. So these are the typical steps to find the sketch. So usually it's 3 marks. This one means I can have 0, 1 or 2 x-intercepts. Just to remind you that sometimes it is okay if you cannot solve here. Let's say here it gives you math error, it's okay. It just means that your graph is floating above the x-axis. Okay, so in this case, this example particularly, we have 2 x-intercepts. Okay, so you just guess lah. Your total marks is 70. Completing the square 2 marks. Sketching 3 marks, 5 marks already. Then the questions in front, inequality, another 2 marks. So you can roughly guess what is coming out or roughly what kind of question to anticipate for the paper. Okay, coordinate geometry will have 5 to 8 marks. A graph can be 9 marks. Yeah, so very easily you should be able to see about, I think, at least 16 questions in paper 1. But if the questions are shorter, you can see 20 questions. You just read from the completed square form. So remember, this is your completed square form, right? You always refer to the x here, but make it opposite of its sign. Opposite sign. So if it's a -4 here, your x is 4. Then your y is this value. This is the y coordinate. Correct. Okay. Okay, so I'm recapping all the skills you need to have. This is what we have learned at the start of the year. 1.2 and 1.6. Done? Not yet. Ufa, you okay? Yeah, find your focus. 2 weeks only. 2 more weeks of me, then I will keep quiet.
No, next year also.
Yeah, that one is another cycle. It's a new cycle. 100% pass, right? 100%,
Nice joke, Miss Wang.
It's a goal. It's not a joke. Which one? Still got question? Oh. Okay. I want the range of values of k such that this will not have any solution. Okay, refer carefully. This is your equation y. Okay, this is your equation y. So they are saying they want your curve to meet the line. This is a straight line. Y equals to K. We all know that Y equals to K is a horizontal line. So now they are asking you, when will the horizontal line not have any solution at all? No solution means it doesn't cut your graph at all. So when will it not have any solution? Where? It goes further below until it doesn't even touch the graph. So can you see that any value that is lesser than lesser than minus 7 will not have solutions? So any space that you move your straight line downwards, it will not touch the graph at all. So I need my K value to be strictly less than 7, negative 7. Any value below it, even is minus 7.1 or minus 1 million, okay, it will not touch the graph at all, hence no solution. So the range of values of K is minus 7. K less than minus 7. Which one go all the way up? Ah, yes. Yeah, it's supposed to like extend to infinity. You stop here, huh? It's best to draw it symmetrical like that. At least match here lah. Yeah, but you need to look like the smiley face ma. Yeah, so you extend a bit more. Okay? Okay, I can switch the question to ask you, state the range of values of K such that you have at least one solution. At least one solution means what? Can have one or more than one, right? So that means my line can be at minus 7 or anything more than minus 7. So if I ask for at least one solution, then you can tell me my K must be greater or equals to minus 7. It includes the minus 7 because at minus 7 there's one solution here. Okay, or I can change the question to be two solutions. When I ask for two solutions, then my K must be strictly greater than minus 7. It should not touch here. It will be anything above. Then it will always cut at 2 points. Okay? So I can ask the same question in 3 ways. Make sure you know what I'm asking and then you know how to answer. Can I? Okay, this one. When you see 4 terms, this is lower stack factorization. Okay, this one. When I ask you to factorize completely and you see 4 terms, you always do 2 by 2. Always do 2 by 2. Okay, ready? Okay, then another trick, if you don't want to handle negative sign, is to do regrouping. Group them 2 by 2. I always try to put a positive with a negative so that I can take out common things. Then I match the other pair. 1 positive, 1 negative. I never change anything. I just reposition them only. so that I have one positive followed by one negative. Okay, later I will show you the normal way, but you might be liable for careless mistakes. Okay, so this one, what is common between them? 2a. So I take out 1a, left with 1. I take out 2, left 3. Take out means divide. So left 3a here. This one I divide by 2a, left 1. So it's a minus 1 here. Okay, then I follow. What is common between these two? Just b. So I take out the b, left 3a, take out the b, left 1. Then you realize that both of them share a common term that you can take out further. So you take out the 3a minus 1. Okay, and then you are left with 2a plus b. So take out means divide. So this is your final answer. Okay, if you want to do directly from here also can, but some of you might make mistakes with the negative sign. This is the biggest algebra problem. Okay, so some of you will just do 2 by 2 straight away. You take out 3a. Then this one technically you should take out minus 1 only. There's nothing else you can take out. So if you take out minus 1, left b, take out minus 1, left plus 2a. Okay, then you realize that these two are in common. Whether it's 2a plus b or b plus 2a is the same thing. Then you take this out. Okay, then this is 3a minus 1. Okay, looks easy, but many a times when you all take out the minus, you all forgot to change this to plus. Then you all just pretend that I don't know or never see. Then next step, you just forcefully make everything plus. But when this middle step is wrong, I cannot give you any marks already. So this method, easier to make mistake. This method, less likely. So you all see what works better. Okay, but as long as you see 4 terms, you know it's a 2 by 2 question. Okay, split them 2 by 2, take out common factors. Okay, this one. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to cheat. So you use your calculator, you use your quadratic formula solving. You all know how to do, right? Mode. If you are using Casio calculator, you do mode 3, 3. And then you choose 3. This is for Casio calculator. Okay, but if you are using Sharp, you will choose set menu, is it? Then press 5. And then choose polynomial, then degree 2. So if you are using Sharp calculator, you press 522, and then they ask you to key in the number. So you key in the A as 8, B as minus 5, and C as negative 3. Yeah? Same or maybe yours is the newer version. Okay. So if your Casio is the new version, then you follow the same thing. Okay, when you press equal, they give you 2 answers. One is x equals to 1. The other one is x equals to minus 3 over 8. Okay? Okay, but this one is not an official method. You can use it to do reverse to get your answer, but you don't show me the answer. Okay, I'll show you what to show in a while. This, for you to get back your factor, you shift this over here. So can you see that one of your factor is x minus 1? Okay, then here you cross multiply. You get 8x. You bring the minus 3 over. you get plus 3. So actually, what were your two original factors? Okay, it was x minus 1, 8x plus 3 equals 0. Can you see this is your normal solving and then you go this way to solve it? This is like your usual solving way. So if you want, right, you can cheat by writing this. You write this at the bottom. Then you do upward. So this is your original, right? Okay, you do back your original. Then you get back this. So this is your factorized form. So you don't write like what I wrote just now in this order. You write the answer at the bottom of the page. You work backwards, upward. Then you get the correct answer. You work backwards to the factor that you get at the start. So this will always work. This one is using calculator to help you to solve. But you cannot just give me this answer like that and expect me to give you the answer mark. I can't, because you need to show me method. Okay, a lot of you always do this, right? Then you spend half the day but cannot find the combination. So don't worry, this one is the same thing. You can also use this to help you. This is your x minus 1. Can you see that? One pair. The other pair is this one, 8x plus 3. Calculator can also help you get to your method very fast. Okay? And then when you cross it, this is 3x. When you cross it, this is minus 8x. So when you add the last column, this is correct. When you multiply this column, this is correct. When you multiply this column, this is correct. So by using this calculator, it helps you get your two factors on your method mark also. So this is the reverse way. But you can still go and do this on your own. But if you are really stuck, remember you have the calculator to help you. They can help you get the factors directly. Okay? So this one is just exam survival skills. Okay, next one, question 9. So this one ignore. You present this way. Okay, on the left hand side. Okay, this is how you present your answer. So it's like as if you never use calculator, you know. You use this method, you get this, you solve this. But actually you got the answer from the calculator. Okay, then you don't have to think so hard. What is the combination that can get me this? But the calculator already helped you do the job. Okay, okay, this one, question 9 is a standard form question. So it says I have a field that is of this area. Okay, I always like to draw because it helps me see better. So this is the area. And it says that I have 80 dandelion plants that is being grown on each square meter. So here I have 80 plants. Okay, per square meter. That's what it's trying to tell you. And every plant that they have there, okay, every one plant has 25 flowers on it. So a lot of information. So they say that, oh, these plants will produce 4 times 10 to the power of 8 seeds in total. So can you find the average number of seeds per flower? So what we will do is total seeds divide by total flower. So total flower, I need to find how many plants first. So every square meter has 80 plants. So 1,500 square meters, you times 80. This tells you the total number of plants. And then every plant, there will be 25 flowers from each of the plant. So you times 25. That's it. So just press calculator. Okay, you will get 133 and 1/3 seeds per flower. Okay, so since this answer is exact, no need to go and round off. If you prefer decimals, you can show me this one also. This dot tells me the tree repeat itself forever, recurring decimal. So give me exact. This is the exact answer. Okay? So this is a normal question where you need to understand. Okay, in fact, this is from O level. You go and look at your 10-year series. There's one question that is like that. Okay, so many of the questions from your exam will come from O level because we model after the paper. Yeah, so if you want, go and do 10-year series until you can guess what is coming out. Not yet? So any kind of drawing that helps you to understand the question, you can draw, it doesn't matter. But not the scary face or the dinosaur. The diagram kind of drawing, please. Okay, next one. Cruise ship average consumption is 0.000915 kilometers per liter. So write this consumption in liters per kilometer. So they are trying to like confuse you, right? But never mind, you just write down what they are trying to say first. This is how much kilometer per 1 liter of fuel, but they want you to know how many liters per 1 kilometer. So 1 kilometer, you just divide both sides by this number. So sometimes, although you read the question, it looks like you don't know what they are saying, you write it out first, then you see what the question wants. So you will end up having a number that looks like this. So remember, if the answer is not exact, we round off to 3SF. But if you are unsure, you give me more than 3SF, I will also mark you right. But you cannot give me less than 3. So 3SF is this, 109. So the number next to it is less than 5. So we round down and reset to 0. So any number before the decimal place, we reset to 0. Any number after the decimal place, we throw. So all these don't write. So this is your 3SF answer. Okay, I cancel off on my page, but you don't cancel off on your working. I'm just showing you all this we will remove when rounding off. Okay, next one, I have another cruise ship. The length is 660 meters. The capacity is 1.225 times 10 to the power 6 liters. A model is being made. So when they write like that, this one is always is also lower sec. No, in fact, under construction, we learn this, right? So the first number is always on the map. The big number is always the actual. If they don't put a unit there, it is always default cm. They never put units, we put in cm. So 1 cm on the map is 60 cm on the actual ground. So now I know my actual one is 660 meters. So they say, can you find the length of the model? But the unit here is meters. So we want to change to meters first. What is 60 cm in meters? What is 60 cm in meters? 0.6 meter because you divide by 100. Here no need to divide, it's still 1 cm. So to find what is 660 meters, what do you multiply? Okay, or if it's difficult, you can find 1 first. Okay, and then you go and find 660, easier. Okay, you get a very nice 1100 cm. But remember, they want the answer to be in meters. So it's 11 meters. This we divide by 100, so it's 11 meters. What?
Why you do so much? You can skip 660.
Yeah, can. So if you can see it directly, then you skip this step. Yeah, because sometimes some of you will forget what to multiply, then in the end you get the wrong answer. Okay, but if you can skip this middle step and straight away jump to the final step. Yeah. Okay, then last one. What is the capacity of the fuel tank of the model? This one is for 660 meters. The capacity is 1.225 times 10 to the power of 6 liters. But now mine is 11 meters. So what is the capacity? Divide by what? 60. Okay, so remember your class strength is your language is strong. So by right, you should understand the question. It's just you need to have the correct math skill to apply. Yes? Why got 21600? Wait, I come and see, wait. Yeah. The whole level, no lah. No. We are not. No. We are better than 3C and D. Still. Okay, but we want to match up to a 3B standard math. So we need to work harder. Yes. There's a gap. Yes. 20416, sorry. Okay? Yeah, so we still have some runway. We can do it. I'm very sure we will have 100%. So, but you all need to work lah. If you don't work, then cannot. It's not possible. Alright, I need to check your work. Yes, but if it's exact, you can see it. Okay, next one. This one, the kind of question that you all like to skip. When you look at the diagram, it looks like some puzzle to solve. But don't need to be scared because remember when they put things in a circle, you always have radius. So quickly go and identify all the radius first. So AO is a radius. Okay, go and identify that. AO is a radius. OM is a radius. OC is a radius. Okay, and then OR is a radius. So these 4 red lines that I've highlighted, they are all radius of the same length. So if you want, you can go and put in this, right, to know that they are all of the same length. And then they say L, M, N, O, and O, P, Q, R, they are all rectangles. So rectangle, the very important thing is the diagonals are of the same length. So can I add in OQ as a radius too? Do you see that? So when you have OQ, so you can write OQ is radius of the circle, and OQ is equals to PB or BP. Okay, because they are both diagonals of rectangles. So once we know that, actually this PR, is it? Why got R and B there? Oh, then I used the wrong one. It's OQ and PR. Okay, because the diagonals are of the same length, right? So now what I need to prove is it is also equals to LN. So PR is equals to OQ. This is a proven fact already. These two are diagonals and they are of the same length. One of it is the radius. So I can confidently say that OM, which is equal to LN, because they are diagonals of rectangle, okay, and it also happens to be equal to PR. Okay, since they are both radius of circle, so we have shown it. Okay, so you just have to, when you see circles, go and identify all the radius first. Congruency, yes. They won't give it in a circle. Yeah, that's the difference. Okay, so just to show you again that this OQ is the radius. Okay, once is the radius, you also happen to know that these two are equal. Okay, because of the diagonal part. Okay, and then you also happen to know that this is equals to MO because this is also radius. Okay, and with that, we also know that these two are equal because they are diagonals. Okay, so it's repetitive. Okay, last, yeah, we only have time for last question. Okay, they tell you this is 0.11. You just need to check whether your plot or your sketch passes through 11 or not. So the moment they give you 11, you go and mark out your 11. It sort of gives you the scale of your drawing. Then you go and sub in x as 1 into the equation. Then you get your y to be 5. So that means for your graph, when you sketch it, when your x is 1, your y should go all the way to 5. That means this is the point that your sketch should pass through. Okay, another point you should sub in is y-intercept. So sub x as 0, it will pass through 1. So this is the 2 points where your graph will pass through. Then when you sketch, make sure it looks like this. They just want you to use this as a gauge to see your scale and whether your graph passed through it or not. Okay, so some graph that you all need to memorize is y equals to, so straight line graph, either like that when k is positive, or like this where k is negative. This is your straight line graph. When you have y equals to kx squared, then it will be your Smalling curve. Remember we had about 12 to memorize. Okay, then when it's negative, it's bottom. Sorry? Yes, this is your quadratic. This is your linear. Then we have our cubic. So when it's x to the power of 3, remember it looks like one hand up, one hand down. So all this shape you must memorize. When k is positive, then when k is negative is the other side. Okay, let me just quickly finish this. Then we have power 1 on the negative side. If it's like that, then it will be this. If k is positive, it will be the other side where k is negative. Then what if it's a square?
What's the link of the
It's like that.
What's the link of
This one is just called an odd power graph. Okay, then when it's positive on both sides, both up. Okay, or both down. So take note of the difference. The last type is the exponential. Okay, maybe I change to k. So when k is positive, it goes like this. When k is negative, it's at the bottom.